We have 4 kids, ranging from 6 to 9 months old, and they are obviously my world.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away. But apple juice? That's asking for trouble. At least that's what Dr. Oz wants you to think.
Now, our results are in. Some of the best-known brands in America have arsenic in their apple juice. And today, we are naming names.
It's actually quite shocking for something as simple as apple juice, and something that a lot of people do give their children.
Tristan, like moms all over the country, caught that controversial episode.
If they could have juice, they would have it all day long.
So when the show hit the airwaves, parents panicked over what they thought were high levels of arsenic in apple juice.
It's frightening to know what's out there and that can really harm your children without you knowing it.
We saw the Dr. Oz episode and how parents reacted, so we decided to do our own tests.
Arsenic is naturally occurring in our groundwater due to geological activity. It's not necessarily due to anything that somebody has spilled or caused a problem, but it does exist in our wells.
We had analytical labs test 8 different brands of apple and apple juice mixes, including 2 of the brands Dr. Oz tested. It's important to remember arsenic's an element found in many foods and water. The safe level for arsenic in water is 10 parts per billion, so we're holding our juice to that standard.
What we found in testing these 8 samples of apple juice for arsenic is that none of them had arsenic levels above the 10 part per billion national level for drinking water.
All below the safe level. But that wasn't the case in Dr. Oz's study. He claims Gerber apple juice tested at 36 parts per billion, and Juicy Juice came in at 22 ppb. We sampled the same exact juice, with Gerber coming in at 6 parts per billion, and Juicy Juice coming in at less than 5 parts per billion.
7 out of the 8 apple juice samples we tested actually did not detect any arsenic, and we had to put down less than our reporting level.
That means no arsenic was detected in our Treetop, Martinelli's, V8 Splash, Langer's, Old Orchard, or High Top samples. Our test differed from Oz's, but we're not the only ones disagreeing. The Food and Drug Administration fired off letters to the Dr. Oz show. One line reads, "It would be irresponsible and misleading for the Dr. Oz show to suggest juice is unsafe based on the tests of total arsenic."
But you first have to really understand deep in your heart what this could mean to you. So let me talk about this as a dad, because I'm worried about it as a father of 4, and as a doctor, because I know what damage arsenic can do.
Critics say Dr. Oz is not only sensationalizing his study, but he's referring to chronic arsenic poisoning. So we took our study a step further.
Be very low levels over a long period of time.
Dr. Patrice Burgess agrees arsenic can be very dangerous.
There are a few cancers that are more likely with long-term arsenic exposure. Bladder and lung would be the most likely. People can have blood pressure, blood vessel problems. Again, very rare and over a long period of time.
But she also points out that the legal level of arsenic in water is in place for a reason. But if we fall below it in all of our apple juice samples?
I just can't even imagine if it's below the legal limit that you would be able to get enough apple juice into you to get enough arsenic. It would be extremely unlikely.
So our tests prove that apple juice from our Boise grocery shelves is safe to drink for everyone. And as far as Dr. Oz's theory, in this Meridian mom's opinion,
It does cause a sheer panic when it wasn't necessary.